Stop looking for a job. Create a job. You see, the day you create something for yourself, first of all, you've relieved the market from one job, your own. Capital is very unnecessary for starting business.
Your salary is powerful.
My salary is powerful. No, and even the idea for Tsavo, we didn't even bother about my salary. I didn't have any.
Oh.
I quit my former company.
Okay.
And started Tsavo
To start.
without a salary. Money doesn't change you, it reveals you. Yeah, it just reveals who you are all along. A friend of mine asked me, how do you ensure that you don't talk about business at the dinner table? I asked him, what do you mean? What other conversation should be had at the dinner table? So for you to be financially independent, you have to talk about money every single day. And I'll tell you, my brother, for couples, you say couples, eh?
Welcome to another edition of Mindset Profits. This is going to be a special episode for someone who wants to improve their life, for someone who wants to become an investor, for someone who believes I'm starting with small means and I don't know where to even begin, because I've been traveling around Africa and finding some really powerful stories. I came to Kenya and where I was blown away when I discovered there is a couple that did not only go for financial independence for themselves, but created a machine behind and a model behind the way they approach things that's making many other people achieve that goal. And that is the story of Tsavo. And I am with Mr. Leonard. Unfortunately, Emily could not join us because I was hoping to talk to both of you, but it is such an honor. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And as we start, I think when you reflect on what you've done, what surprises you? What happened that you thought we did not see this coming?
First, thank you. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us. I like the name of your podcast, Mindset Profits. That's the only place profits are. There's no other place. It's not in capital, it's not in product. It's in the mindset.
Wonderful.
Yeah. What surprises me is how thoughts become things. When you're bold enough to dream something and start acting on it, it happens. Yeah. So it keeps surprising me how those things happen. So and when you're scared, well, that too happens.
Those are thoughts.
Yes, those two are thoughts. So thoughts become things. It's something I knew instinctively, but seeing it happen in real life is really surprising.
When you look back at when you started, could you see how far this could go?
Mindset. The issue is everybody outside thinks you have made great steps. Everybody inside will tell you we are lagging far behind.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah. We are not achieving. We are underperformers. So our dreams were much bigger. The vision was much bigger. We are moving way slower than we thought. Yeah.
I guess it feels like that when you're in it, but I'm sure there are many people that look at you and tell you have done well.
It's up, yeah. The most refreshing is when I sit with my parents, my mom and my dad, and my mom would hold her stomach and say, "This is what gave birth to this." Actually, it's big. Yeah, but when I'm with my thoughts, it always looks very small and tiny.
You know, I did something. I was in Masii and I was in Mombasa. Every time I mentioned that I have an interview coming with you, it almost became a flex.
Oh.
People were like, wow, you know them. I'm just saying to say that's how far you've come. Your name is powerful across the country. I think it's to give you your flowers to say there's a couple you inspired a generation.
Thank you. It's something that I think it is a great burden. Because to too much has been given, much will be expected. So when we see people being inspired by the work that we do, it only forces us to hold that honor and to make sure that we deliver. Yeah, because we gave promises, nobody asked us to do anything. We are the ones who went out of our way to tell them this is what we want to do. They don't ask us for more. They just say, whatever you've promised, please deliver. So such accolades come, they feel nice for a second, but then the weight of that responsibility is huge. Yeah.
What does the brand represent for you? And someone who's never heard of you hears the name Tsavo. What do you want them to know about the brand?
There are no select few. We grew up thinking there are the rich, and then there are some of us. Or as we went to school, they okay, there are the rich, there are those who have a little something set aside, and then there's the rest of us. But there's a place we realize that is very beautiful. It's a place called financial independence, where you can meet your desires, your needs, your wants, and your desires way into your old age. Guaranteed. Yeah. Now that's what we want the brand to stand for. Financially. That when I'm 65, I have my daily bread.
Was there a reason for choosing real estate as the vehicle to achieve that? Actually, to achieve it for other people as well. Because you literally could have stopped with yourself.
With ourselves, yes,
you could have been rich and fine and say, that's it.
Yeah,
we can increase our portfolio.
Yeah. The story is long. My father was a fairly senior civil servant, so he made, we lived a comfortable life at some point.
Yeah.
And then he retired early. And then followed 15 very lean years. My father-in-law was a very wealthy businessman. And then he passed away in his early 40s. And then my wife's family went through several very lean years. My grandfather, on the other hand, was never very senior at his workplace. But he lived the same lifestyle through his working years and through his retirement. And he lived for a very long life. Both my paternal and maternal grandfather. And the secret is they had passive income. Now that's what we wanted. So that's what we fought for from the day we met. I preached that gospel to my wife. When she told me about her family background, I preached that gospel to my wife. She believed it. And we worked on that. And then by the time we were reaching financial independence ourselves, it's now when you're hitting 40, and you begin to question your life. What am I here for? Yes, I can feed my family, but is that it? Then we realized, oops, we can do this for other people. And so we just said, you know what, we have paid our rent, we have paid our school fees, we have bought our food. Can we now focus on making this in a reality for other people? And then somehow that makes you wealthy. It was not the plan. The plan was to serve humanity, but humanity has other goals. They come and make you wealthy. Yeah.
Were you always aligned from the start?
We were very fortunate. The journey of building an institution, including a marriage, is very difficult. I had a rule for everything, because I had read. I was determined from my young age, from the time I was 19, I was determined to have a very solid marriage. So I read all the books I could get on marriage, and I created rule after rule. I had more than 57 rules, and my wife wondered, what kind of
example for two? I'm curious.
You can't walk out when you're fighting. We sit there and we sort it out. We can't go to bed before we have solved a problem. So we'll fight until 1 or 2 in the night. Sometimes we just agree because we're sleepy. Yeah. But all these things made us distill the essence over time. Yeah. So that's how alignment became, because then we were deliberate about everything: how we talk to each other, how we talk to our in-laws, what we tell our in-laws, what we don't tell our in-laws, how we call our in-laws, how we don't call our in-laws.
Solid teamwork.
Yes. So now that just forced us to talk a lot. So people talk about quality time and quantity time. We just focused on quantity. They just talk a lot. Then over time, we now distill, the quality is now distilled out of that.
If someone asks you what do you think your relationship, your marriage, what made it work in business? Because I've talked to many couples, and when they work together, it ends up killing the business itself, and sometimes even the relationship.
Yes,
but
yes,
you have managed to build a real estate empire together. And how you speak so well. I've listened to interviews separately. How you speak so well of each other and each other's contributions. You're very clear about what she's very clear.
Yes,
Emily,
yes,
about
yes.
what you brought to the table.
Yes.
You're very clear about what she brought to the table.
Yeah, well,
See, you get it so right.
the good fortune to have understood the power of money upfront. We were raised on the gospel of no romance without finance. It was a song in the 80s.
Yeah.
Powerful song, I think, Tina Turner.
Yeah, I've heard that.
But I learned very quickly that finance, if you have proper romance, then finance comes easier. And not just romance of here, but romance in the
Intellect.
Yes, yeah, yeah. When your mind, not just your hearts, but when your minds are aligned and you follow one line. So we're very lucky. We talked about money day one. You probably heard me talk about how my pickup line was asking about come dividend and next dividend. That's how we started. So we just kept talking about money again and again and again and again. And then, because we didn't have anything, I think she fell in love with potential. Yeah, God bless her. I had absolutely nothing.
She fell in love with vision.
With vision. Yeah, no, there was nothing. I mean, I used to go to her place for dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd go to her room in the university to eat. And I'd get very embarrassed. So sometimes I'd refuse what she'd do. Because then I would eat and you know, you're a man, so your pride is hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm eating food that she has bought and tears are rolling down my eyes.
She saw you cry.
She saw me cry. So what she used to do, she'd buy the food, put the key above her door, and go to the library. So then I go and eat in her room when I'm alone. Then she'll not have to see my tears. So once we start at that place, I can never come to a place and say I can boast to her. Yeah. You know, the first spoons we borrowed, because we didn't buy the first spoons or the first plates, we were given by relatives. We
As a couple?
Yes.
Married now.
Yeah, married. We were given our first spoons together, our first set of chairs together, our first gas cooker and gas cylinder. They were, you know, hand-me-downs from relatives. So then money became important, but we somehow never felt poor. We never felt that we would lack. We were very careful not to lack, but we always knew we'd make it.
When you look at what's going on with relationships now in the younger generation and women wanting not vision, but they want results now, some, not all.
Yes.
What lesson do you have for them? Because even for men, a man who will find himself achieving the place that you're in at the time and look at their life and feel like there's no way I'll find the love of my life and then take you seriously because I have nothing now. I have vision, but I don't have the confidence to approach the person I'm in love with.
Yes.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
A woman will say, if I go to him, I'm loving him, but my friends will harm me.
Yes. You reap what you sow. I think that if you're a young lady, you go to a man with money. I mean, if you're a young lady, you come to me, I have money.
Yeah.
I will have you and 15 others. Because I can afford.
And 15 of you.
I can afford 15 of you. But if you got someone because of who they are, then you'll have touched something that no one else can touch. Yeah. If you're a man and you get your women because of cash, well, yeah, they just come for your money, nothing else. But if you sell them who you are, then they come for that. So I think for me it's a choice. I don't think it is true that women back then were better and more virtuous than the women of nowadays. There have always been women of nowadays. Yeah. In the 50s, they said the same things. Our grandparents said the same things. Our parents said the same things. So it's always a modern man and a modern woman, regardless of when it is. So it is you, the person, to decide. Back then, maybe it was easier because the society determined roles.
Yeah.
Now we make up our roles as we go, but you can decide. Yeah.
That is powerful. When you look at the key situation, the food here, avoiding seeing your tears or just watching you cry, at what point did you realize, I'm going all in, this is my wife, this is my ride or die forever?
Day one. Immediately so.
Oh, day one, before all of this.
I may look very reckless in how I make my decisions.
Okay.
But what happens is I spend a lot of time determining the factors. I told you I read a lot of books. By the time I was meeting, I was 27. Between 19 and 27, I'd been reading books and experimenting and trying.
Okay.
So I already had a deep list. And then somehow, because I'd also studied a lot of psychology at the university. As I was studying my architecture course, I realized I have to get psychology right. So I had a list of how she looked. She had to be dark, not light, because if I'm broke at the old age, I don't want her to look poor. She had come from the village, because I'm from the village. So if she's from the city, then we can't understand each other. I mean, from how the woman looks to her character, and I found her studying. Not her university course, but her CPA. So that's at second. So I want someone hardworking. I'm inherently lazy. So I want someone who's hardworking in case things don't work out for me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you had that in mind.
Oh, so after that conversation, I knew this is it. And yet, I was going through a heartbreak. So I knew this is it, but not now. Because I have a rule. I had to heal first from the previous relationship before I get to the next relationship.
Your rules started way back.
I had rules from the time I was a child. Yeah.
What books were you using? I know someone will say, I need this book. I need some of this book.
Yeah, so I met her, we talked, and I had to wait for about 3-4 months for me to heal from my previous relationship. Before then I came. But in the meantime, I told my classmate and best friend, be visiting this girl, see her, make sure she's fine. Somehow I trusted him enough to know that he would not go with her. I don't know why. Yeah. But he made sure she went visiting her. He kept the conversations going. When I felt I was fully healed, then I went for her.
When you look at these roles and how they work so well for a relationship, what do you see that translates to how you build this company and the big team, how you recruit, how you handle the team? Because I think one of the first things I said to you when I came here was, I'm under very strict instructions. Your team loves you.
I will use a lot of scriptural examples in the discussion.
Yeah.
Because since I read a lot, so the Bible is one of the places I do a lot of lessons.
That's beautiful. Feel free.
When Moses gets the vision to move the children of Israel from Egypt to the promised land, it's a nice, big, wonderful dream. How will he do it? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then he gathers the courage and convinces the guys, and they leave. Once in the desert, they're not making headway. They're just moving around in circles. Then the guys sit down for about 40 years and create a rule book and create the technical, the nuts and the bolts of the Jewish way of life. That is surviving to date.
Yeah.
It is guiding.
Even now.
It is guiding that nation and those people today. They're one of the smallest nations on earth, I think 15 million.
Yeah.
But they control everything we do. On technology, medicine, law, media. I mean, they're the richest people in the world. Why? Somebody took the time to really craft a process, to craft every little thing. Then the guy dies without going to the promised land. And the people who are left, they just go and conquer. Now, I think that's for me is leadership. Yeah, you get a grand vision, but you don't stick there. If you just stick there, people will just complain and you just move around in circles. You have to have the discipline to sit back and craft it.
So it means in business language, this is systems, processes, rule books.
Yes, we have something called Savoism.
Okay.
And Savoism is Mao had his little red book.
Okay.
The little red book of Mao. Here we have a little Bible called Savoism. Savo is who we are. Savoism is our philosophy.
Oh, Savoism from the name.
Is from the name Tsavo.
Yeah.
So we have capital and capitalism, communism, ism.
So if I become an employee, my induction is into Savoism.
You are Savonized. We have to rewire your DNA. We don't just give you rules and processes and say this is just company structure. We have that's why I named your name.
Yeah.
Mindset profit. You have to get into your mind and you rewire it. So if you're not one of us, please know that early, get very uncomfortable, realize this thing is not for me, and leave early. We don't deal with you. We want somebody who has been searching. Then they come and they look at this and they're like, wow. This is speaking to me. They're looking at every time they look, they see a mirror. They see themselves. Then once they know that they are like us and we come together, then you get the people you found here. Yeah. Wow. I don't think it is me they love. It is this thing that they and I have created together.
Alignment again.
That alignment, that is what people here love.
There's something that you've said, and I want to shift to how you built the company and just a lesson on financial independence for everyone listening.
Yes.
You said when God approaches you, one of the questions he asks is, what is in your hand?
Yes.
And for you, what does that mean when you look at where you started?
I think for me, what's in my hand, one is conviction. I work with conviction. If I'm not convicted about it, I don't do it. So I'll tell you, I got to know that I'll marry my wife the day I met her.
That still shocks me now.
And then after that, it's been 28 years of working at it.
Yeah.
A lot of our senior people here, I met them for the first time when they came to the office. I interviewed them myself for 5, 6, 7 hours. I mean, somebody will come in at 10 or 11 and leave at night.
Interview?
Yeah, so I'm interviewing and indoctrinating you at the same time. By the time we are done, I know whether you belong to us or you don't belong to us. Nowadays we don't do that. Nowadays we have processes and HR other people, because we have to systemize it. But what I have is that depth of conviction and the lack of fear of the hard work that comes after. So fortunately, having married Emily, she's very good at the hard work.
The hard work part. Which you were not.
I will say we need to work hard. I will verbalize that. For her, the hard work comes naturally. So if I can dream it easily, she can do it well. Then we have created a team now that can do both, can do this side and that side. Yeah, so that's for us is what we have. And the pain of watching older people suffer in poverty. Our African countries, I don't know
that's where I was going.
I don't know about where you come from, but here, there's no social security. Social security is your children. And our parents are probably the last generation to have the advantage of using their children for social security. You and I will not have that advantage. Our children will grow and they will go. So how do you ensure that I kept looking, I think that time 65 was so far ahead, now it is. I can see it. 65 was so far ahead, but how do you ensure that when you're 65 years old, you have food on the table? Not riches, not fame. You have food on the table.
You know what many people are struggling with? They look at they can listen to a statement like this, what's in your hands. And when they look at their lives, they feel I have nothing. Because they've lost everything, some have lost jobs.
Yes.
That deep sense of hopelessness, those are the people that I want to encourage to really look into their lives. Because for you, I love where you're starting. And you knew that you have a salary, you've got a job, and that's enough to build the independence that you got.
Yes.
And the deep conviction
and that,
and the good partner that can execute.
Yeah.
How do you help someone? Do you ever speak to people that say, but I have nothing?
I think most of us are that way. Most of us grew up or we are raised thinking that way. Because see, we have taken the haves and put them somewhere in an imaginary box and classified ourselves as the have-nots. Or you have classified yourself as the part of the haves, and then you're not developing your mindset.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later, you'll end up with the have-nots. So my encouragement to these people is, you must have a dream, a skill, a connection. There's something that really you have. And the problem is people give themselves 6 months goals and 1 year goals and 3 year goals. I think it's Bill Gates who say we grossly overestimate what we can achieve in a year, but grossly underestimate what we can achieve in 10.
In 10.
Yeah. So if you give yourself a 15-year goal, now can imagine if you're 20 years, that's 35. 35 looks a long way off from 20.
A long way, yeah.
If you're 35, that's 50. 50 looks a long way. So you can withstand the ups and the downs and slog it through, as long as you try as much as possible not to move from the goal. It calls for quite a bit of sacrifice. I mean, talk about Moses, the guy was a prince of Egypt. He could have chilled. You know, we would never have known his name. He'd have lived a life of glory for that period of time. We would never have known the guy exists.
And enjoyed being a prince.
He'd have enjoyed being a prince for the rest of his life. But his conviction had to move him to be a shepherd, an outcast.
You've quoted him twice.
Yes.
Is he a character that inspires you?
Yeah, I focus on a few people I call philosopher kings. People who are leaders but have created a philosophy. So Moses is one of them. David and his son Solomon is another one of them. Marcus Aurelius is another one. Jesus Christ.
So in your reading of the books,
Sun Tzu and Lao Tse. So people who had leadership roles, but they just didn't lead. They just didn't go to war. They took time to document their philosophies and how, so then we can read and get into their minds. Yeah. So Moses stands out as one of them. I mean, and look at what he's built.
Even up to now.
Even up to now. Yeah.
When you say there's no dignity in poverty, what does that mean? And what do you think people are missing that are stuck in poverty? And sometimes I feel like sometimes you get used to living and doing life that way.
So you are a man. Let me address the men first.
Yeah.
You've gone to college, got a job, 24, 25. In your 30s, you're now mid-level management, you have your first car, you're rolling. You meet a girl because you convinced her with money. She's slower. By the time you're in your 40s, she's already given birth. She's done with, bearing children. Her children are now, 9 years, 10 years, whatever. She's being more consistent. She's earning as much as you are or more.
Okay.
Because you started early, you're bravado, and you're playing hard, working hard, spending more, drinking more. So then your body is not quite fun. It's not, gravity is now beginning to affect
take over
every part of you.
Yeah.
She's in the gym. Her job is more secure because she has learned to follow this thing. Then you begin to experience lack of respect in the home. So now she has an opinion. Your money is no longer the thing. She does not need you for self-confidence. And then get to your 50s. If you didn't play your cards right early, you chance that you'll be fired. You're not doing consultancy work that you didn't start with early. You go to consultancy work when you're older, so you've not mastered the craft of consultancy or business. Because it's something that you're picking as your retirement thing.
Yeah.
And she has moved on. By the time you're in your 60s, the children are now adults. No one comes to visit you. Your local church does not call you to sit on the board of eldership. Your local school is not inviting you to come to the board of management. You're wondering, where am I? Now that's where poverty begins to bite. So it bites your dignity, it bites your health, it bites your mental whatever. And many people die. I mean, for me, sometimes a terminal disease, especially if you had potential. Yeah. If you didn't know better, and this is your lot in life, you can live. But if you had potential to do something, and you don't play your cards right in your 30s and your 40s, and poverty catches up with you in your 50s and 60s, it's almost impossible to get to your 70s. Yeah. So for me, it's a terminal disease. That's how deeply I look at not being financially secure in your whole time.
When you started Tsavo, what did you have a financial freedom number in mind? When you say, okay, we've got our jobs, but let's be financially independent, did you have a goal?
And we were lucky we did that early. So I have a friend, I caught him, I think, in almost every interview. Same primary school, same high school, same university. Practically age mates. But he has always been like a mentor to me. And he told me, the day you get your first salary, think about retirement.
Oh.
Yeah. First salary, think about retirement. And make sure you are saving for children's college education from the beginning. As you educate them with your money today, make sure that they don't need a salary for university. Because chances are you'll be in your 40s and 50s, you can have been fired by then. So make sure you create that money today. Wow. So for us, children's college meant Harvard. So we don't have the children.
You were dreaming big before they were even there.
Before the kids were there. We want them to go to Harvard. And at that time, Harvard was like 5 million bob a year, Kenya shillings. Okay. So we said, okay, we should aim that at least one is paid for by passive income. So we need to look for 6 million shillings per year. That's 500,000 shillings per month. We had that goal in the late 90s or early 2000s.
So your first benchmark was around Harvard?
Was around Harvard, the school fees for Harvard. Because then that financial independence number can be arbitrary. But for us, we wanted to peg it to something solid. Yeah, so paying for Harvard education was $500,000 a year. I mean, it was 6 million Kenya shillings a year. So $500,000 Kenya shillings per month.
And for someone who might miss it, you're saying this is being paid by passive income,
yes.
Not your salary.
Not salary.
Meaning we need to invest it in assets that pay this money.
Now this time my salary is 15,000 Kenya shillings. active income.
And you did $500,000.
I did $500,000 passive. Yeah. That's why it doesn't feel you can't.
It didn't feel impossible when you're talking together.
Now that's my wife sees this glass, she complain that this part is not full. For me, you put a drop, I know I can make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm infected with insatiable amounts of optimism, especially in my younger days. Nowadays, I think because of the
cautious.
I'm very, very cautious because of the burden of other people's dreams. But it was just me. Nothing was impossible. Yeah, absolutely nothing was impossible. Now, you can't share those dreams. You can't share them in your Bible study. You can tell people to pray for you that God gives you $500,000 passively. You're disturbing the Creator, brother. Yeah.
So it did get there for you, where you knew that your dream is so big you can't share it with anyone.
No,
as a couple.
Because see, we knew the children will have to go to college. I mean, that was a fact.
Yeah.
And we wanted them to go to good schools. So either you dream it or you struggle. Yeah. And you either dream it and then start working towards it, or when the time comes, you really suffer. Yeah.
And then why real estate? Because when I consider real estate,
yes,
I know a lot of people that have gone in there, bought properties emotionally with the look for the aesthetics, they've made huge losses.
Yes.
I know some that are in real estate that are struggling, some that are growing and flying in real estate. But you looked at it and thought this would be the vehicle we use to get that money. Yeah. And you had the conviction that you would get it right, even if others were getting it wrong.
Again, what's in your hands? So I'm an architect. trained as an architect. And we had built our own. I won't come to Tsavo, but we had built our own hostels at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I felt we built hostels. There's a long story behind
Which was
that.
the start.
Yes, that was the start. Now that was to help us create our own financial independence. But we know come time for Tsavo, my wife knows everything about numbers. She's an economist, she's an accountant, she's a chartered financial analyst.
CFA.
Yes. Now, these are people who are trained to
Run the numbers.
run the numbers for companies, for governments, for corporations, you know. And I'm an architect. I know how to make millions for other people in their buildings. So, and then I'm always curious. I'm a lazy reader, but I force myself to read because then I need to know. And YouTube. Oh, YouTube.
It's a blessing.
Best thing ever.
So you use YouTube.
I use YouTube to just learn what is money. And then I realized, I think the understanding that I don't need to have capital. Capital is very unnecessary for starting business.
Your salary is powerful.
My salary is powerful. No, and even the idea for Tsavo, we didn't even bother about my salary. I didn't have any.
Oh.
I quit my former company
Okay.
and started Tsavo
start.
without a salary.
So she was working and you were...
She was working, so the rent from the hostel that we had done and her salary were enough to take care of the family.
Okay.
That time it was quite a bit. But then the dreams that were in my head were enough to start and run a company. And I told everybody who cared to listen, especially my mother-in-law, the elderly women who in my life could listen to these stupid dreams. I told them, I'm going to start one of the biggest companies in this country and become one of the richest men in this country. And they're wondering, what do you
Before
have?
it started.
Before it started, yeah. No, it had already started. But before we got the business
before
model.
you grew.
Yeah, before we got the business model. Because that time we were just architects.
Yeah.
But once I clarified this thing in my mind, so then I understood what money was. I understood, and Mark told me, hey, I'm CFA, I'm CPA, I'm an economist. That's not what I really don't know. I know what money is. You've gone to school and studied these things, but I know exactly what it is. With what I know and what you have, if you put it together, we'll create magic. That's what I'm telling you. Where we are now in our minds is way less than where we think we could have been. Yeah.
There's a line that she said in an interview. She said she was a banker who knew how to borrow. You were an architect who knew how to build.
Yes.
And that worked magic together.
Yes.
I'm curious though, what's the secret behind your use of debt well? Because in Africa, especially, a lot of people have been are drowning in debt.
So she said, I'm an architect who knew how to build.
Yeah.
She's a banker who understood borrowing.
Yeah.
Now the trick was to make ourselves bankers, not the banked. Because it doesn't matter how bad the South African economy is doing. Banks are always posting record profits.
They always do.
Always.
Every year.
Yeah. So why be the customer? Be them. Yeah. So Tsavo, at the heart of it, is a bank. Yeah. And what do the bankers do? I come to you, I get your money, I package it, then I loan it to you. So we have never borrowed.
Okay.
We have never needed to borrow.
From the bank.
We never needed to borrow from the bank. We offer a good solution to the customer, putting that in quotes, because those are not my customers.
Yeah.
The people who buy from us are investors.
Yeah.
So if I'm setting up this business, if I build a unit like this is the business. I want you and I to create it together. Yeah. So we get money from the market and we build.
Let's describe the business model. And is there a business opportunity for someone outside of Kenya to invest?
To invest. Oh yes. We have very many people, Africans and other nationalities who invest in Kenya.
Let's describe how it works.
So what happens is the model works, we create the products conceptually. We conceptualize the product, which is, say, a building.
Yeah.
This one big building is made of 500 units, for instance. So you're looking at each unit as a business. You see, I don't sell a home.
I see.
I sell you something so that you can earn passive income from it. Remember the idea behind everything. Passive income for everyone. So you can't afford 3 million Kenya shillings today. You don't have it in the bank.
In the pocket, yeah.
But you can afford 30, 40, 50,000 shillings per month.
Okay.
I can't afford the 1 billion Kenya shillings to build that building today. But if you give me your 50,000 shillings and all these 500 people give me their 50,000 shillings, I can afford to move from here to here. This month, then next month I move from here to here. Then the next month I move. So it's a partnership. So that's why customer is king, because then I have to treat this person the right way. I have to give them exact, because we have built this thing in partnership. Every week I tell you, this is what I've done with your money this week. There's a parable of the talents in the Bible where the master always comes and asks, what have you done with my money? So every week, I don't wait for a month, I don't wait for a year. Every week I tell you, this week this is what I've done. This week this is what I've done. And when somebody says, oh, the last 4 weeks they've used my money well, let me pay the next one. In the last 4 weeks, so it was for one payment of yours, 4 updates from me. You pay me once a month, I update you 4 times. So then that's how now we have been able to just grow together. Yeah.
So that's a business philosophy. Grow together with your clients.
Yes.
Update them as much
exactly. So the client, the customer becomes my partner. Then the tenant, now that's the real customer. So you are my partner.
So you're saying right now, if I buy an apartment,
yes,
I will pay per month, or if I have the cash, I will pay the cash.
Yes.
And then you manage it for me.
Yes. Then you get monthly rent. Yeah. And I tell you, you're not my customer, you're my investor. That guy is our customer. So that's the person you have to treat very well.
So if I invest through Tsavo, I don't have to worry about tenants.
You don't have to worry about tenants. You don't have to worry about broken taps. You don't have to worry about... Most of our investors don't even know
where their unit is.
They know I have a unit in this building. But where? They don't know. They don't know anything. It's like you've bought shares in one of those big banks in your country.
Yeah.
Nedbank, for instance.
Yeah.
You don't know who the manager is. You don't know what they do with their money. You just bought a share at the end of the year. Do I get a dividend? Has my share price gone a bit up? That's what you're interested in. That's how investors feel.
How does it compare to buying shares? If someone is curious.
The beauty about real estate in this market, it has not reached a level where it can go down.
Okay.
So your property value will always go up.
Capital gains.
We're still very young, yeah. Your rental income will always go up. And how we have targeted our final customer, now the tenant, we are targeting the 19 to 27-year-old urbanite. We call them young aspirational urbanite. So we are not giving affordable housing.
Okay.
We are giving, and we are not even in the housing business. We are not providing a roof over their heads.
Which is what many think.
Yes. We are giving a lifestyle. You are a young man, you have your phone. Your boss has a more expensive phone, but the two phones can practically do the same thing. Yeah. You have your social media life. You have your job. Your boss has a big office. You work in the open pool, but same office, same air conditioning, same building. You want to feel like your boss.
True.
So I give you a product that looks like your social media page. It relates with your dreams about yourself and your aspirations about yourself. When you go to the club in the evening, when you go to your social media page, when you come to Tsavo, it feels a seamless experience.
So it's a house, it's a home where I can create content.
Exactly. And even the home itself is content. When your boss goes to their expensive apartment, and they'll probably find, a receptionist at the gate. When you come here, you'll find a receptionist at the gate.
Okay.
When they get to the apartment, they go up using a lift. You'll also find a lift. On the rooftop, they probably don't have a pool. You have a pool. So it's giving that lifestyle. That's what we are selling. Yeah, so we put our product in the same place, the same joy you get from your phone, from your car, from here, you also get from your house.
Do you see the company going outside of Kenya into the broader Africa?
It is the dream. We, crawl, walk, run.
Yeah.
So we were in Nairobi and its environs for those 10 years. Just the other few months ago, 3 months ago, we for the first time went to another city within Kenya.
Okay.
So we're now learning how to do logistics from somewhere else, how to do marketing for somewhere else. Then from there now, hopefully it will be now targeting the capital cities of East Africa and then a few big markets.
Okay.
We'll come down south and see whether you guys will welcome us. We'll try to go to the west.
You will be welcome.
But my personal goal is to do East Africa from Ethiopia all the way to DRC. Once I've reached there, then I can completely retire. I'm now semi-retired, but I would like to completely retire and let these other guys now do the rest of the work. Yeah, I don't want to do everything.
When everyone talks about your story, I think part of what comes out is, I know cash flow, which is what you've described now.
Yes.
That a lot of people prioritize comfort over cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
And they make decisions. I get my salary now. What I'm looking at is comfort and not investing first to something that will give me cash flow.
Yes.
And the discipline that you've had and the sacrifices you had to make upfront. What were those? What did those look like? Especially the sacrifices when you were starting, because you had to live a conservative life. What did that look like?
The initial idea was that we had two salaries, Emily's salary and my salary. At the beginning, hers was always higher than mine. It was a bit embarrassing. Then I'm 5 years older than her. I'm a then she got me more.
For how long?
For actually almost all our working lives.
Oh,
It's until Tsavo that now I'm like, okay, I don't need a salary anymore. The company is big enough, so we don't have to compare. I went into architecture, and she went into the corporate world. There's no money in architecture. Yeah. So it's a fun game, but it gives you the salary of an architect is very small.
that's an interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was earning more than you for.
She always she
Almost your entire working
always
life.
and I was okay with it. So I just knew how to plan her money. I planned her bonuses more than she planned mine. So the idea was, she has a salary, I have a salary. So let's live on one salary and create a third salary in terms of passive income. So all my money went to investments and we lived on her money. When her salary began to grow, I invested her money. So first of all her bonus, 100% of her bonus went to investment, and even part of her salary went to investment. Yeah, and her bonuses were quite a substantial part. So I think we were doing over 70% of our income was going to investments. Yeah. Now that had a lot of sacrifices.
It's 20%.
It was 70%. Yeah.
What were your friends saying when they looked at your lifestyle?
What are you saving for? I remember some guy, I told him, he saw the shoes I was wearing, and I told him I don't drink. And then he said, okay, so you're saving all that money, and those are the kind of shoes that you're wearing. Okay, he was my friend. He was a friend of a friend. I just wanted the most obnoxious guy in the world. But so there was a financial sacrifice to that. There was a sacrifice to the children. But now it meant we had to spend time to talk to them and teach them. I mean, my sons are now in Ivy League universities as we speak. So they didn't quite get to Harvard, but Columbia is not bad. But they don't live like rich children. Because we taught them, so since I can't give you a new bicycle every so often, I have to teach you on how to take care of the one you have and how to, I can't buy you so many clothes. I have to teach you on frugality and things like that. So that helped. Because then they grew up solid. It was a sacrifice on the man. If all my salary is going to investments and I'm living off my wife's salary, what does that mean? It means I wake up in the morning and I have no shilling in my pocket.
Now you have to call.
Then I have to ask the madam in the morning, I need lunch and I need bus fare and I need money for fuel, which means I have to talk to her nicely. I can't be sweeter, I can't be arrogant. So what we did is we turned the obvious weaknesses and made them strengths. So everything the money took away, we made up by talking more. Yeah, with each other, with our, I'm very generous. I'm carelessly generous. But it made now, we have to now limit the number of people we give money to and give to them consistent. If it's parents, this is your monthly, the amount of money I'm sending you every month.
So you train them on what to expect.
We have to train everybody in our ecosystem on what to expect. Yeah. So if a cousin comes and they just want money for beer, so I have people who think I'm very generous. I have people who think I'm extremely stingy. Yeah. Just because of where do you lie? Yeah. Do you deserve my monthly contribution or don't you? Yeah.
So you had strict boundaries for the artists. You think it would get to what people call blackjack?
Yes.
So that's a role book you use there to manage.
Exactly.
Because I imagine when people see you in the news, see you winning awards, see you with the publicity that you got.
Yes.
A lot of attention starts to follow.
Yes.
Say, hey, please help here.
Yeah.
I need money.
Yes. I wish they could see my bank account. My bank account has, because I received even today I still live on a salary.
Yeah.
I received a small salary from the company.
Yeah.
And within by the time it's 5th of the month, it's all gone. Because I know who I'm giving. Yeah, my money is planned for before I receive it. So now I'm giving to this person and this person and this person and this cause and this cause. By the 5th, I'm done. I'm left with the fuel money.
Essentials.
Yeah, very basic essentials. Yeah, fuel money and what have you, and for funerals here and there. I know some friends, someone will die. So a few of those I know. If you're a very close friend, this is the amount I'll give. If you're a bit distant, this amount to give. Don't know much, this amount to give. So I have a structure. Yeah.
When you look at when you started, the money you're managing then and the money you're managing now, it's a world of difference.
Yes.
How did money not change you? How did it not change your DNA as it does to some?
It does to some. I think money doesn't change you, it reveals you. Yeah, it just reveals who you are all along. So I was very fortunate to have, done a little philosophy. I'm a YouTube economist, YouTube philosopher, YouTube, psychologist. So I dabble into a little things here and there. Then I realized that money is like emotions. They're not good and they're not bad. They just are. So if this is your character and you put money above you, it doesn't stop. It works 24/7. You become its slave. It will drive you every single hour of every single day. Put it here. It's a wonderful slave. It doesn't complain. It doesn't get sick. It doesn't ask for a day off. It works for you every single hour of every single day. So I've tried to work on my character with all its flaws, but make sure that I'm never controlled by money and I'm never controlled by my emotions. So I love the game of money because for me it's just a game. It's the same way people love football. Yeah. So for me, when I make it, I don't make it, I lose it. So I'm able to and I think even the years of having to live off my wife, it's taught me that when I get my salary, because what happens is I know my salary is coming on a certain day. I have called the hardware shop. They have delivered materials worth my salary to the construction site to build the hostels. So the day my salary gets in, it's gone. So I don't even get to see it. So that enabled me to get the joy from my dreams, other than what's in my pocket.
I'm moving closer to the dream.
Exactly. So my joy has always been there. Then now here, I don't even control the money. I don't sign a check. I don't write a contract. I watch it every day. Every day I know how much has come in, how much has been spent, and why. Every single day I get that report. But the money is not mine. Because every day I'm receiving this many millions, I know there's also this many millions worth of responsibility to do. So I sort of divorced myself from that. When I see families celebrating when they come and see their complete unit.
Wow.
When I see children going to school, because we support several hundreds of children to
donate,
to high schools. When I see them now getting their degrees and getting good jobs or going abroad to study for their masters, now that's where the real joy is.
Do they know that it's you supporting them?
Yeah, those are my children. I say I have two types of children: my biological children and my ideological children.
Ideology.
My ideological children are these ones you have seen here, and the ones we support. Yeah, so all those, they know me. The day you get to the university, you come home. You are now allowed to come to my house and anytime.
You know, there's a deep lesson, especially for African families, I'm taking up with when you're speaking, especially when your wife was making more money than you. That there's families that find themselves in a very sticky situation there. Do you think the reason is then because there is no shared vision?
Yes.
I earn more than you, I'm the wife, and you earn less, but because we're not clear about what we're building, then it becomes a problem. You think that's the problem?
I think that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. If Emily was here, she could give a different perspective, but they may give you the perspective from the man's side.
Yeah.
I think men have a responsibility. If as a man you focus on your personal humility and setting the vision, at the same time, you have to do the two things.
Humble and vision.
Yes. So you are always saying this is where we are going, and yet you are leading from the back. You know, if you have ever taken care of goats and cows as I am, the herdsman stays behind. But you're the one who knows where the animals are going. So if you can do that, the problem men make is I'm arrogant and I'm not setting the vision. So the family is busy trying to figure out what I'm thinking. But that power for a man is very short. It lasts in your 30s. That's when you have the most power. Because you have energy, you have money, you have all that. By the time you're 40s, the power structure begins to change. But if you're always setting the vision, they have no idea. Yeah. They depend on you to show tomorrow. And then you show them how to set the vision. Now that's why you elevate yourself now to Moses-like status. Because the Jews are creating their vision every day on their own. But that guy had the blueprint. So nobody can ever be greater than that guy.
What is the money conversation families need to be having now after they listen to this? Couples especially.
Talk about money all the time. A friend of mine asked me, how do you ensure that you don't talk about business at the dinner table? I asked them, what other conversation should be had at the dinner table? Yeah. Because if you are a leader of a political party, I know your country loves politics as much as your country does. That guy talks about politics from morning to evening every day. Mandela talked about freedom every single day. So for you to be financially independent, you have to talk about money every single day. And I'll tell you, my brother, for couples, you said couples, my mother told me that if you get your financial oneness, if you are aligned in terms of money, you have sorted out 80% of your marriage.
Wow.
I thought she was exaggerating, but the older I get, the more I realize how true that is. So for me, in my marriage, 80% is about money.
Let's talk about money.
Yes.
Which is strange because many couples are hiding the money from each other.
Yes. You don't know my salary. I don't know her salary. So we're all...
I declare halfway.
We're all you're investing things I don't know. It's too much work. Yeah. And yet, if we just were open about it and we talk about it, we can multiply it. Yeah, not 2, 3. I mean, it can be an explosion. Yeah.
As we close,
Yes.
what would you say? What would you have to say to young Kenyans now? I think in South Africa, unemployment is the highest it's ever been for the youth.
Yes.
High in a number of other countries, actually. I'm not sure about here what the states look like, but youth unemployment is quite high.
Yes.
And you have shown people that real estate can be an investment vehicle that powers your financial independence, and you don't need to even have a lot to start. Partly, I would say they need to look up your story and see how they can get involved and invest. But what would you have to say to encourage them in light of just the youth unemployment that's existing now?
I have always been very controversial, so allow me.
Please.
Been anti-employment.
Yeah.
So the guys you found here, you have met today for the first time.
Yes.
We've been dealing with other people.
Yeah.
And I don't think my passion is any more than their passion. Because they're not employees.
Investors.
They're investors, they own their partners, they own this thing, they own the machine. So stop looking for a job. Create a job. Is it
Gonna take this one of the intro. This is power.
Is it the day you create something for yourself? First of all, you've relieved the market from one job, your own. There's a guy. I've worked with him since I think 2005. He does petty errands. So he came to Nairobi looking for a job as a messenger, and he couldn't get. And again decided, okay, why can't I be a messenger to 5 people or 6 people? Now the guy has over 10, 15 employees doing petty errands all over, and he does not earn the salary of a messenger. He earns the income of a logistics institution. Yeah. So why are you
Forcing yourself?
Yes, if I learned from the time I was in 3rd form in high school. Don't be employed. Be a business. Be Leonard Mcharo Limited Company. Every time you're working for someone, even if they're employing you, you are giving your services. It is Leonard Mcharo Limited giving services to Tsavo City Limited. So I have to treat this one customer as a customer, not as an employer. As an employer, I'm expecting them, they're like God, I have to expect them to give me something. But as my customer, I have to solve their problem. That makes even your promotions become easier. Getting a job becomes easier because then you remove the focus from yourself and take your focus to someone else. So youth unemployment, to reduce it, means changing how our governments work. Both you and I are in Africa. Those governments, they will not improve in a day. They will not improve in our lifetime. It will happen, but it will take long. But if everybody thought themselves as a job creator, first create your own job, then create somebody else's job, then there will be hope. Yeah.
I want to say amen.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for sharing all your wisdom.
Yes.
This has been wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being there still this time. You let us know what you think, but this has been a masterclass that even I will have to replay a couple of times. But I look forward to hearing what you have to say. See you in the next episode.